Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 13 preview and predictions. We have got a grand total of 10 matches to predict, one of which is the pre-show 6-man gauntlet match that we don't even know if we'll be able to see or not. Hopefully we will. But the other 9 are on this main show. And here's the beautiful thing, people. WWE, they've been having 10-match main shows for basically the last 8 months. Pretty much every main show pay-per-view that isn't a big 4 pay-per-view goes for 4 hours, has 10 matches on it. New Japan has 9 matches on its main show, and it's going to go over 5 hours. So these matches are going to get a healthy dose of what I might think might just be the most underrated thing to have in wrestling, and that is time. They are going to get plenty of it, and I cannot wait to talk about some of these matches with you, John. But before we get into any actual discussions, I just want to know how you feel about this card overall.
I gotta be honest, brother. I have a very weird relationship with the Wrestle Kingdom 13 card. Because at first, I was telling you over and over games of Rocket League and just general discussion, outside of TwitWow. Actually, I'm not really feeling Wrestle Kingdom this year. I'm not really feeling the buzz that I usually get around it because the last few years, I'll be honest, it was a buzz to me that was comparable to WrestleMania, if not exceeding it, because I know how down we can get about WWE's booking, and I'm very high on New Japan. When Lucha Underground's not in season, I'd say New Japan's my favorite promotion, and I'd still say that. But it just really wasn't carrying the buzz. But then the more I looked at the card, and the more I heard people talk about the card and show their hype, I'm like, and then something you said to me today about one of the matches also got me thinking about New Year's Dash. And I'm like, you know what? Even if in a vacuum, maybe this wasn't the ideal Wrestle Kingdom card, I think there's a lot of fun stuff you can do for the next calendar year that starts with this card. So I'd actually say my anticipation's going up quite a bit. If I was to put a number to it, I'd say I'm if I'm more honest, I'd say I'm about a solid 8. Maybe you could talk me up to an 8.5 because I feel kind of there, but I'll say for an 8 for now. For anticipation, and yeah, I hope that this is a really good Wrestle Kingdom, dude. I really do. What's your hype level right now? Where are you at?
Shit, man. I would say my hype level is probably around an 8.5, maybe a 9.
Okay, so we're close to the same level, but you're a little bit higher than me for this. Maybe even a full point higher if we talked you up to a 9. But it seems like you're more
because here's the thing, dude. It's kind of wacky because it's almost similar to what the Royal Rumble does, where a few months out, you're like, oh, the Royal Rumble's been so bad almost every year. But then the week before the Rumble hits, and it's like, oh, it's the fucking Rumble. It's going to happen. We're going to do this. Yeah. And you get into it. That's what's happened to me with Wrestle Kingdom, except, there's no negative precedent that I associate with Wrestle Kingdom like I do with the Rumble. It's more oh, the card doesn't look that great, and there are too many foreign talents, and Suzuki and Ishii aren't being featured enough, and whatever. And fucking Goto isn't on the card at all, I don't think. But the closer we get to this show, and the more I actually pay attention to the card and the card structure, the more excited I get. Because yeah, there are a lot of gaijin on this show, and that's been a common complaint. But if you think about it, here's the thing, dude. If you just look at the last 5 matches, we'll look at the last 5 matches because those are the big sort of singles, big main event type matches, right? The last 5 matches on the show, only one of them doesn't feature a gaijin, and that is the Junior Heavyweight Championship, right? But if you look at the last 5 matches of the first Wrestle Kingdom that you and I ever watched, only 2 of them didn't feature any gaijin. So
right.
Granted, then it was the 2 main events because it was Nakamura, Ibushi, and Tanahashi Okada. But the point is, they feature a lot of gaijin on every show. So this, there might be a few more on this show than we've gotten used to. But I am still very, very excited about the show. And at least most of the gaijin that they are using are loyal to New Japan, even if not all of them are. Because there are going to be some guys Omega and Cody and stuff like that who are going to jump ship and basically run their own fucking company, which is cool, but it's not great for New Japan if they're not going to be part of New Japan anymore. But you've also got guys who are gaijin, like Ospreay, like Juice, like Jay White, who are fucking awesome and who aren't going anywhere.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, this Wrestle Kingdom, I think there's so much hanging in the balance. And I think you can make that argument, to be fair, every Wrestle Kingdom on some level. But again, given like what you said about certain guys going and doing AEW, Cody and the Bucks, is Kenny Omega's status still up in the air? Because I feel like
I have no clue. I don't know anything about it for sure, but
I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I don't know anything about it for sure. And Tanahashi's had a fucking renaissance, and given everything he's done for the company, it really wouldn't surprise me. If here's the thing, dude, and I think you said this at our year-end awards when I was actually heaping praise on Tanahashi. If anybody can break the streak of like a G1 winner going and actually beating the champion for the title at Wrestle Kingdom, it's fucking Tanahashi.
I mean, do you know who the last person to win the G1 and then win the IWGP Championship was?
Who was it?
Fucking Tanahashi.
Well, see, there you fucking go. Like,
now, although I will say he didn't win the IWGP title at Wrestle Kingdom. He won it before Wrestle Kingdom and then held it going into Wrestle Kingdom and then successfully defended it at Wrestle Kingdom.
So he almost like he almost like made the rule of Wrestle Kingdom work for himself by cashing in earlier. But even so, I think if anybody can break the tide full stop, it would be fucking Tanahashi. That isn't to say that I'm predicting. We got to get to that one. There's going to be plenty to get to. But I think given the ramifications like of a lot of these matches, I don't know. New Japan could have a fascinating 2019. And you know what dude, here's the thing. I'm not going to lie. My New Japan consciousness, if you will, it focuses on 3 levels: Wrestle Kingdom, G1, Dominion. Those are the 3 shows I owe it, or like 3 big events. Because G1's like multiple shows, you know that. 3 events, I'll call them, that I always think about every year. And I think this Wrestle Kingdom could make for a hell of a G1 this summer. So, yeah, dude, let's get into it. Let's talk about this card.
All right, man. Well, we might as well. We're going to discuss the pre-show 6-man tag gauntlet because a lot of guys that we fucking love are a part of this match. And if it is available to watch, we're still going to watch the shit out of it. Like, we won't watch the New Japan Rumble because that's like gimmicky and you're going to have like guys like Cheeseburger and like old Japanese legends and shit in there. We don't really care that much about that. But if it is possible for us to watch the pre-show 6-man tag gauntlet, we are totally going to do that. So we've got 5 teams in this. We've got a team representing, I guess, like half Taguchi Japan, half K.E.S. It's Makabe, Toru Yano, and Taguchi. Then we've got a team consisting of Nagata, Jeff Cobb, and David Finlay, which I'm excited about this team because it was originally supposed to be Michael Elgin, Jeff Cobb, and David Finlay. But Elgin, I guess, got hurt or something, and Nagata replaced him. And, like, talk about an upgrade, right? And then we've got and Goto is on this card. We've got the team of Goto, Beretta, and Chucky T. So this is like your pure Chaos team. These are all members of Chaos. And then the 4th team is all Suzuki. Oh, yeah, Suzuki-gun. It's Suzuki himself teaming up with K.E.S., so Davey Boy Jr. and Lance Archer. And then you've got an elite team which is Hangman Page, Yujiro Takahashi, and Marty Scurll. So those are the 5 teams that we're working with here. And I got to say, I really like all but maybe one of these teams. And really, it's not even that I dislike one entire team. It's just that there's one team that has more guys on it I don't care for than I do.
Right.
It's mostly just fucking Taguchi too. Like, fuck Taguchi. Like, the other 2 guys are fine. I like Makabe and I fucking love Yano, but Taguchi, fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, interesting 6-man gauntlet. Look, here's what I'm going to do with some of these matches, because I don't want to shit entirely like on any of these matches, but some of these matches I would just like to get a little bit of salt out, right? Because, like, I'll be honest, seeing Suzuki in like a 6-man like gauntlet clusterfuck, it feels like a waste, knowing like what he can do. And I'm just going to like put that out there. I'd say it feels like a waste for him. And
by the way, just to be clear, this actually is just a number 1 contendership match. The 6-man titles are not being defended on the show because they're already on members of the Bullet Club who are in other matches tonight. So
yeah, I'm hoping Suzuki-gun wins this, but looking at these teams, you know what?
The only reason that I'm not predicting Suzuki going to win is because, again, like the team currently holding the titles is the Guerrillas of Destiny plus Taiji Ishimori. Like, I don't think they would do Suzuki and K.E.S versus those guys. So
you know what, and you know what I keep thinking about, and like the only reason I'm saying it, and I feel like this is one time you could maybe back me up on this. I know I usually like pull shit out of my ass. For the past 2 years, New Year's Dash has been like a Suzuki-gun centric show because they always do some kind of big angle, whether it's returning and going after Okada,
right,
the first New Year's Dash we did, or going after Tanahashi and setting their sights on the Intercontinental title. I think they're going to lose this, but something's going to happen with them in New Year's Dash the following day. Because again, every year it seems like, okay, what are we doing with Suzuki Gun this year?
No, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. So to me, I would also like. I think that that's like the only team that I'm counting out, though, because like all 4 of the other 4 teams are potential challengers to the Guerrillas of Destiny and Ishimori. But I think that the team that I consider most likely to become that challenger to that team is actually the team that I'd like the least because of Taguchi. It's Taguchi, Yano, and Makabe. That's the team that I'm picking to win this.
You're picking Taguchi, Yano, and Makabe. I'm actually gonna go with the ragtag team. I'm gonna go with Nagata, Cobb, and Finlay.
I hope you're right, dude. I would be so happy if you were right. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm compelled. Yeah, Nagata, Cobb, and Finlay. That's gonna be my pick.
I dig it. I dig it. We have different picks already. It makes me happy. All right, though, that dude, here's the thing. We get to the main card and immediately explosion because we've got Ibushi defending his recently won Never Openweight Championship against Will Ospreay. Like, these are 2 guys who we know have a history of being willing to kill themselves. Please don't kill yourselves.
If there is a quintessential opening match, given its purposes, like what an opening match is supposed to do, this and that, they found it in these 2 guys facing each other for the Never Openweight title. And see, this is what I talk about, though, dude, when I talk about the G1, because you could do a lot of fascinating shit this year. And you know what? I'm going to begin the trend. I think Will Ospreay's story of moving up to the heavyweight division, I'm into it. I like it. I feel like he was so dominant in juniors. I'm ready for him to take the next step. And to be honest, because of Ibushi's kind of weird relationship with New Japan, where he's never really quite gotten to that level, I honestly feel like Ospreay could eclipse him this year. I really do. So I'm actually going to be bold, and I'm going to say Will Ospreay to become the new Never Openweight champion and be that champion going into G1.
Yeah, and I actually do agree with you. And a fun fact from Mets, the Never Openweight Championship has swapped hands at Wrestle Kingdom every year since Wrestle Kingdom 9. So every year that we've watched, the title has not been successfully defended at Wrestle Kingdom. So this is for the 5th year in a row, if we're correct.
Yeah, and I just have this vision of Ospreay going into G1 because he is officially a heavyweight now, right? Like he's officially moved up classes.
I don't know if he is a heavyweight. You don't need to be a heavyweight. That's why it's an open weight championship. You can have, challengers from both the junior and heavyweight division.
You know what, though? At the same time, I feel like Ospreay has put out there that he would like.
I know that Ospreay aspires to be a heavyweight, but I don't think he's considered one yet. I think he's still considered a junior heavyweight, which is why he's challenging for the open weight championship rather than like the United States or the Intercontinental.
But you know what, though? I think this is such an ingenious building block for his story because he would say, like, I want to test myself by getting out of the junior division, so I need to go to a division where all the weights compete. And then when I have a dominant reign as Never Openweight champion, I'll have cemented my place as the next great Gaijin heavyweight.
You know what this means, though, right?
What does it mean?
Ospreay Ishii in New Japan.
Yes. Fuck yes. Do it. Do all of it.
You know what else it means, too, is Ospreay Suzuki.
Yes, again, do all of it. I think it's such an ingenious narrative device. Again, I just laid it out. I needed a break from the junior division, so I wanted to go where all weights compete. I dominate. I have like a solid 6 to maybe 8 month reign, maybe longer. I don't fucking know with New Japan. And then I cement my place as a heavyweight. I'm ready to go after the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And by then, dude, fucking Okada could be champion again. Okada and Ospreay faced off, I think, last year in 2018. And that they could have a fucking rematch. And dude, like, I think there are so many narrative possibilities with Ospreay that I'm convinced he's going to leapfrog Ibushi this year. And I know a lot of people probably won't like that because I know Ibushi has like a very passionate fan base. but so does Ospreay though. So like, yeah, I'm going Will Ospreay to become the new never openweight champion, and I could see him again. He's walking into G1 with it. I could see him have
You know what else is a really crazy potential Ospreay match if he is going to hold the never openweight title and defend it is Ospreay Cobb.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, we know what Ricochet and Cobb can do in there. Let's see what Ricochet's long-standing rival with Cobb can do in there.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah. So we both agree then Ospreay's winning the championship?
Yeah, we're both picking Ospreay to win, and we can move on to match number 2 of the main card. The junior heavyweight tag titles being defended by Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado against 2 different teams, one being Roppongi 3K, the other being Los Ingobernables de Japón, represented by Bushi and Shingo Takagi.
Smart. No, I'm sorry. Do you want to go first?
Do you want me to go first?
I thought I heard something. I guess maybe it was my own echo, but no, I was just gonna say Smart Money would, be on the fucking Junior Tag League winners, which was Roppongi 3K. I don't even know how LIJ got in this when they lost Junior Tag League, the finals. But, part of me wants to go with Roppongi 3K purely on the issue of them winning, again, the big tournament. But I am leaning towards LIJ. But I feel like every Wrestle Kingdom, when LIJ is doing big shit, I'm like, oh, LIJ is going to have a sweep. LIJ is going to have a sweep. But, like, I've come to accept that New Japan just doesn't do that with factions. It's very rare that they do that with factions. I feel like maybe they did that with Bullet Club and the AJ style.
Yeah, I was even going to say, I think they've done it once or twice with Bullet Club. And even then, it wasn't like a clean sweep. It was just most of the titles. And really,
exactly. Like, because New Japan is such a fascinating promotion. And I was kind of hinting at this when we're kind of hyping up our preview predictions and really talking about New Japan in our year-end awards. They are a faction. They are a promotion, I should say, that's so predicated like on factions. Like everybody belongs somewhere. I was saying this about Jay White. That was it, because he had like some heel awards for me, and now he's leading Bullet Club. And so when you're so predicated on factions the way that New Japan is, you've got to evenly distribute the power. Even if you do have lower tiers, you don't make them look so low as to not even be thought about, because any faction can do something at any time. So, God, with that said, I'm really torn between K.E.S and LIJ. I'm honestly counting out Suzuki-gun, to be honest. Kanemaru and Desperado, I see them dropping the titles. So I think
they've held the titles for, almost 300 days at this point, dude.
Yeah, at least they broke the mold, right, of hot potato. You got to give them credit for that at least. You know what, dude? Against my better judgment, I just got this inkling, and I can't ignore it. Another Wrestle Kingdom I'm throwing in with LIJ. Let's go Bushi and Shingo. Yeah, Bushi and Shingo to win the titles. So what about you?
Oh, man. I'm really struggling with this. You know what, dude? I'm going to go for the unexpected John Mark out. I'm picking Roppongi 3K to win the titles here.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I like it, though. I like it.
Well, yeah, you like them.
Yeah, I do like them, but I like that you're not so quick to just go with LIJ. You skeptical of their chances, or do you feel like they're going to maybe get bigger spoils later in the night?
I get this weird feeling that they're going to use this tag team with Bushi and Shingo as a launching pad for Shingo as a single star. So basically, like, I don't know. I feel like they're just having them in a tag team to bide their time until Hiromu comes back and can start tagging with Bushi again.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good, man. We'll see.
All right, so now we can get to our third match of the main card and our second singles match of the night. Tomohiro Ishii defending the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship against an actual Brit, Zack Sabre Jr.
Now, I gotta say, because you and I have been talking about, and I even kind of floated around, and you thought it would be too soon. I was like, oh, dude, what if Zack wins the title and there's dissension among him and Suzuki, because Ishii already beat Suzuki to get the title back, and then Zack beats him, and then Suzuki wasn't even on the card. He was on the fucking pre-show, and he lost that, and we get Sabre Gun at New Year's Dash. I see the big Suzuki-gun angle being one of two things. either we get Sabre-gun, which would be amazing because Suzuki's older and I think kind of beloved in his own weird way by the Japanese people, that a heel Gaijin Zack, like, utterly disrespecting him that way would be great fucking heat and a really compelling mid-card story for the year. The other, to me, kind of drier route and one that I wouldn't be as interested in, like, I would be interested in it given the players involved, but not so much narratively. I don't think it has a lot of meat, would be Suzuki-gun turning on Sabre at the behest of Suzuki. Because he wants the Rev Pro title. Because again, I don't see Suzuki's team winning in the pre-show, but I'm actually going to go, even though I love Tomohiro Ishii and he's such a good pupper and he deserves all the titles. I actually do think he's going to drop it to Zack here. I do think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to regain the Rev Pro heavyweight championship. And I think that's actually going to be a narrative device for whatever Suzuki-gun is going to do at New Year's Dash the following day. So I'm predicting Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay. That's very interesting. Can I just drop a little fun fact on you, man?
Sure.
Okay. So here's the thing. Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship title reigns average around 242 days per reign.
Okay.
Ishii's held that title for less than 3 months.
Okay, so you think it's too soon for him to give it up just based purely on the prior?
I think Ishii is going to retain here. I think that this is going to be kind of one of those matches where it seems like ZSJ is going to win, and then Ishii does what Ishii does and performs his absolute best on the biggest fucking stages and goes Super Saiyan and beats Zack dominantly. I mean, not dominantly, like decisively, but like, yeah, he's going to beat Zack clean. And maybe even despite Zack having some help from the outside. And it's going to make Ishii look amazing. And then come G1, he's still going to have like a 5-4 record.
Yeah. Oh, God. But you know what I love? Like, the first three matches of Wrestle Kingdom alone really are New Japan at their best because they just have something for everybody. Like, yeah. I know a lot of people will be like, oh.
And hey, to be fair, I just want to add that 2 of those 3 matches do feature Gaijin.
Right.
I'm trying to say that Gaijin in New Japan are like this great, amazing thing. I don't want it to get misconstrued as that. I just know that a lot of people are pushing back and there's this whole new thing. NJPW stands for no Japanese.
Prefer whites.
What was it?
Prefer whites.
Prefer whites. Yeah. Like, look, we get it. There are a lot of, people on the show who are lacking in pigmentation, but a lot of them are well deserving of their spots. And, as much as I would love to see Suzuki on the main card in a singles match, maybe even here instead of ZSJ, well, really, that would be the spot that I would want to give him. ZSJ is still fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, as I was getting ready to say, like, just the first 3 matches on this card, like, not counting the pre-show, and even then, like, counting the pre-show, because I think this is at least more compelling than just a New Japan Rumble. You've got your aerial stuff with Ibushi and Ospreay, and, then you've got your really quality tag teams in the junior division, and then you've got this technical aficionado in Zack, and just some body that really embodies strong style like Ishii. I think this card's going to have something for everybody. I will say I enjoy the flippy stuff as much as the next guy, but I'm eyeing Ishii and Zack Sabre Jr. as my early entry for match of the night. I do think it'll be overtaken eventually, but where I'm like,
out of these first 3 matches alone, we've got 2 match of the year possible contenders.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Between Ibushi, Ospreay, and Ishii, ZSJ, like either one of those matches could be a match of the year contender for sure.
Okay, so you're picking Ishii to retain. I'm picking Zack Sabre Jr. to win. All right, there we go.
Yep. I think we've only had one agreement throughout the first 4 discussions that we've had here, and that was that Will Ospreay is winning the Never Openweight title.
Yeah, very divided predictions here for the New Japan card. Very interesting.
Yeah. So let's get to our next match, which is the Guerrillas of Destiny defending the IWGP Tag Team Championship against Sanada and Evil, representing LIJ, and the Young Bucks. Again, newly heavyweight Young Bucks. They just became heavyweights this past year. You want me to go first here? Because I have a pretty simple, succinct answer.
Sure. Yeah.
Guerrillas of Destiny to retain.
I'm torn between that possibility, unlike the junior heavyweight tag title match where I immediately counted out Suzuki-gun. I'm actually entertaining God retaining. I'm leaning either towards them or Sanada and Evil winning because I love Sanada and Evil as tag team champions. I feel like their reign wasn't appreciated enough and really wasn't given enough time to breathe because I loved how Sanada and Evil worked as a team, surprisingly so. So I'd love for them to get the belts back. Should be a really fun match. Because Javaris, if the Bucks aren't competing for the IWGP tag titles, what are they doing? I feel like they're in every tag title match. That's not a shot at you, Javaris. That's just talking about the reality of the Bucks. I'm gonna go Sanada and Evil win. I'm always every fucking Wrestle Kingdom. I'm always like compelled by the LIJ story I have in my head, and yeah, I just feel like Sanada and Evil gonna recapture the titles for presumably, I think, a second time now.
I do think we're gonna have a singular LIJ win on the show, but it's also going to be the most important LIJ win on the show.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But I'm gonna go Sanada and Evil, but I totally understand you going the way of God, dude.
Again, though, like God have only held the tag titles for like 3 months. It's 88 days at this point. So, the fresher title reigns that aren't junior titles, because those tend to get flip-flopped more often, I'm much more likely to pick a title change.
Right.
So anyway, or much less likely rather. Up next, though, we've got our 5th match of the main card, which is the United States Championship match. Cody defending against Juice Robinson, and I'm going to go all in on Juice.
Yes. I am 1000% picking Juice to be a 2-time United States champion.
Yep, same. The first ever.
Yeah, first ever. And honestly, because again, I love the story of Juice as a babyface. I think he's such a compelling one, as you guys know on the 5v5 we did on Tuesday. And yeah, him being U.S. champion, possibly going into another G1 as U.S. champion could be very interesting. He never did, I think, run the gauntlet of all those other challengers because he lost it to Cody right out of the gate. But yeah, Juice is a babyface of struggle. But I think babyfaces, like, again, this is what I've been telling my family, like, oh, Wrestle Kingdom's like Japanese WrestleMania. And I feel like at WrestleMania, it's the babyfaces that get, their big WrestleMania moment. So Juice is going to get his big Wrestle Kingdom moment, winning the U.S. title in the Tokyo Dome. So yeah, I'm pretty confident, Juice. This is one where I actually am pretty strong in my convictions and not even waffling in the slightest. Like, Juice is winning. And if he doesn't,
I really hope we're both right. This is like another situation, though, where Cody has not held that title for an obscenely long time. I think he's only had it for like 4 months. Not even. He's held it for 3 months again. It's 92 days. It'll be 93 days tomorrow. So it's another one of those situations where it's a shorter title reign, but Juice only held the title for 85 days when he held it. So there is precedent for shorter title reigns here.
Yeah, I mean, because, dude, here's the thing. Either Juice wins and goes on his second run as U.S. champion. I still think he could do wonderful things for the belt and for himself and move up the card. Or, because, again, the G1 to me is the biggest event in New Japan that isn't named Wrestle Kingdom. He gets some big wins in G1. Like, I'm talking, he beats the world champion and gets in that brief program, maybe the Intercontinental champion, whatever. Or it's either G1 he does well, or maybe we should even talk about him being a 2019 New Japan Cup winner. Because New Japan Cup is another thing I really should be thinking about more too. But I don't think New Japan's going to make it that complicated. I think they have a very simple roadmap here. Put the belt back on Juice. You can open G1 and the New Japan Cup up for other people that you want to experiment with, and we'll see what happens. But again, if Cody retains, it's the only solace I'm going to take. There's still G1 and there's still New Japan Cup, but I really don't want it to come to that. Go Juice.
And let's also not forget that Cody did defeat Juice at Wrestle Kingdom 11, so this could also be, conceived as Juice getting his win back.
Exactly. And I will give New Japan credit there. Like they've told an interesting story. Like Cody, this whole thing with Cody feeling superior over Juice began at a Wrestle Kingdom. Middle of the road, he beat Juice for his U.S. title, and now completing itself, Juice gets the Wrestle Kingdom win right back. So yeah.
Did you watch any of the contract signings for these matches?
No.
Oh my god, I fucking love Juice.
Did he say something in particular? Like,
yeah. He threatened to punch Brandy in the face, and then he laughed about it and backtracked, and he was like, "I won't punch you in the face, but please don't interfere."
Yeah, nice.
It was so good. And like, of course, his delivery is legend status too, because he's like, deep down in my pure little babyface heart.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. That's why I send you, like, when I do watch the backstage stuff, I always send you Juice's stuff because I fucking love the way this dude talks. Yeah. There's like a fire and a sincerity, but also like a playfulness. It's a really hard triumvirate, I think, to come by in a babyface that like none of those elements feel contrived, and they're all so perfectly balanced. I fucking love this dude. He better fucking beat Cody, or I'm gonna be very salty about it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Juice was like, please, from the bottom of my babyface heart, stay in that red corner, or I'll be forced to punch you in the face. Nice. And he like started breaking down laughing and he was like, no, I couldn't do that. I won't punch you. But please, seriously, please let me and your husband do what we do and stay out of it.
Yeah, there you go.
It was great. And then like there was another thing too with like apparently now Tama Tonga's a good guy. Tama Tonga during their contract signing, like apologized to all the fans that he roasted on Twitter and apologized to What Culture and apologized to the two other teams for being mean to them and stuff. And now like he's like doing all these nice things for people and it's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, I saw a little bit about that, but I didn't go down the rabbit hole too much. Maybe I will do like some rabbit hole stuff before tomorrow, but I don't know. Yeah. But
it's hilarious. So now,
yeah.
Get to our IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. The Time Splitter, Kushida, taking on Bone Soldier, Taiji Ishimori.
This is a purely emotional pick for me. I'm going to make this quick. Fuck Kushida, Ishimori for the win. I'm not wasting anybody's time. Kushida can eat fucking shit. He can go back in the past and eat my shit in the past. He can go in the future when I have another bout of diarrhea. He can all that shit. He can eat my shit in the present. I don't care what he fucking does with his little watch or his little hoverboard lock. He can fuck off. Ishimori is becoming the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, and if Kushida doesn't like it, he can go all the way forward in time to when he's sucking these nuts. Ishimori is fucking in. That's what I fucking think about all that. You have the floor. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't try and get like a rational pick. No, fuck Kushida.
No, I'm not. Please don't be accusatory. I'm sorry.
So no, who do you got? Who are you picking for this?
Again, though, Kushida's only held the title for 3 months, so I got to go with him to retain. And I am predicting that Shingo Takagi will be the next IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion after winning Best of Super Juniors in March.
You know, I know we always joke about, like, you being right and, like, oh, my God, Ashton was wrong about something for once. But, like, I hope you take no offense to the fact that I am really, really hoping you are wrong here. Like, with every fiber of my being. I hope you
dude, I'll be rooting for Bone Soldier all the way. I'll be rooting for Ishimori for sure.
But, I mean, what you're saying, admittedly, what you're saying makes sense, and it's not even about the title reigns. It's about the fact that it's fucking good. Like, you don't even have to talk about the title. I know. It's so good of you to do that, but
Kushida's in a match. Oh yeah, fuck him. He's gonna lose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's fucking Kushida, the most OP motherfucker on the planet. Probably because he goes forward in time, steals HGH from himself, and bulks the fuck up. Like it's fucking something, man. He's too fucking OP for his own fucking good. Fuck you, Kushida. I hope Bone Soldier fucking saws you in half. So yeah, that's my pick for that. Let's talk about a match that I'm less angry about. Kazuchika Okada versus Jay White. This actually really interests me.
Transition, damn.
Yeah.
That was a desperation transition right there.
The only person that's gonna be desperate is fucking Kushida. But you know who's not desperate is Jay White because he holds all the fucking cards right now. And that's what makes this match so compelling. You know, he beat Okada in the G1. He's taken Geto from him. But he's got so much going for him, but that's exactly why I don't think he's going to win this match. And as we've seen, Jay White losing a Wrestle Kingdom match isn't exactly the worst thing for his career. He lost to Tanahashi in his first big Wrestle Kingdom match last year, and he went on to have one hell of a year, especially with the G1. The G1 was a significant moment for him. And I'm sensing something similar here. And again, don't even be surprised if like Jay White is one of my early favorites to win Wrestle Kingdom next summer. But I just don't think he's going to beat Okada here at the G1. I think this is all about Okada's kind of triumph. I feel like he's fallen all the way down now that he's lost even his own father figure. And he's just been constantly shown to be vulnerable, especially now with Jay White leading a faction. Like it's a lot for Okada to overcome. But I just think he's going to overcome it. So I'm actually picking Okada for the win here because I feel like he's just taken too many L's last year, and he's got to start 2019 off on the right foot to me. So Rainmaker for the win. But what do you think about it, though?
No, you know what, though, dude? Here's my thing. This is the only thing that's causing me to kind of hesitate, because I think that there is, like, and this is also causing me to hesitate on the Kushida Ishimori match, because I think that because this is the first Wrestle Kingdom, it's the firing squad, the Bullet Club OG, as they are, they might decide to give them, like, if anyone's going to get a clean sweep to me, it's going to be them, right?
Right. Okay.
So I already picked Guerrillas of Destiny to retain. I'm kind of hesitant on not picking Ishimori, because now we're finding out from Mets in chat that the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title has changed hands every year since Wrestle Kingdom 8. So maybe Ishimori is the smarter pick. And then, like, I'm thinking, like, Jay White's the fucking leader of the faction now. Like, he's the man in that faction. He has to look strong here, right?
Yeah, that is a good point.
And I think Okada might even get relegated. Like, you know what? Here's what I'm going to predict. And it's actually really hilarious, because it's New Japan being like fucking Game of Thrones with the way that they make history, like, echo itself. Would anyone be surprised if Jay White won this match and went on to challenge for the heavyweight championship? Not win it, but challenge for it, while Okada challenges for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, wow. Because then, depending on who wins those matches, and I think I have a pretty good idea of who we're both going to say for the IC title. Less confident in the world title, but definitely more confident in the IC title. Wow. Yeah, that would be pretty fucking mind-blowing if they did it. But yeah, damn it, Ashton. Every time you say something with one fucking match that I'm like, let me jump off of my yacht and join your fucking yacht. And then, like, your yacht's like, oh, well, that's a capital idea, John. You mind that iceberg over there? What iceberg? No. Oh, time to go down with the ship, old boy. You made poor choices. And then you just like...
Yeah, you know what? No, I'm picking Jay White. Even if it's because he, like, cheats and gets help from Geto and Jado and whatever, I'm picking Jay White to win.
Fuck it, I'm joining you. I'll switch to
Jay White. No, you've cursed us both.
No, you're the scorpion here. I'm the fucking bullfrog. Do not put this shit on me. Yeah, no, you really sold me.
Yeah, you know what? You're kind of right, aren't you? Because, like, the scorpion sting and the bullfrog killed both of them, didn't it?
Yeah. So,
son of a bitch, I'm a goddamn honeybee.
Listen, man.
I can't sting you without killing myself. God damn it.
Yeah, it sucks for you.
You couldn't even do the impression. You were so caught up in the middle of a guttural laugh.
But, dude, look, on a serious note, your logic is very compelling, though. And, because, see, dude, whether we...
You know what? Since you're making a switch, I'm going to make a switch, too. I'm going to pick Ishimori and Jay White to win their respective matches. So I'm jumping off of my bandwagon to join you. You're jumping off yours to join me. And we're both going to be wrong about both of them.
We're both gonna matching scorpions. But no, it's
so like I hope you guys are ready for chaos because fucking Kushida and Okada are totally winning.
But no, like your logic was very compelling, and whether we agree with New Japan's decisions or not, and I still think that's
right.
What are you gonna? Because I was making fun, but then
Kushida's not in chaos; he's in Taguchi, Japan. It's just like
okay. But no, like whether we agree with New Japan's decisions or not, and I'd still say the biggest disagreement I've ever had with them is Naito not winning the title last year. Like, I think that was the most egregious error they made, which maybe they'll correct it or not. I don't know. But we at least have to give them credit that everything they do in the grand scheme of things, in the long form narrative, which I don't even think WWE does anymore with what I hear about backstage and script rewrites and all that, everything matters. So, like, these predictions matter because they're pretty much going to inform the rest of 2019 in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah, and just the way you kind of laid it out, that would seem like just the ideal kind of calendar year for New Japan. It's just like having these feuds that then feed into other feuds, and then time is a flat circle. So, yeah, you really sold me. I think that, combined with how we know New Japan's booking philosophy, Jay White winning became a lot more attractive to me. So I guess that's in the books. But now we get to the two really big matches. Intercontinental Championship, no DQ, which I did not know about this. Chris Jericho versus Tetsuya Naito. You go first, Ashton. What are you thinking about this?
This is so fun because I don't know if you saw, I mean, you already said you didn't really pay attention to the contract signing, but this contract signing was hilarious. I just fucking fell in love with Naito all over again, just watching this contract signing because he's so amazing. And like, he like Jericho was like freaking out and he was like, no disqualification. And he was like really intense and angry. And Naito was like, tranquilo, and then he set a chair up for him to sit in, and Jericho picked it up and threw it up the ramp, and Naito was like, tranquilo, and then he picked up his own chair and set it up for Jericho to sit in, and Jericho just kicked it across the ring, and Naito was like, no DQ, and he literally wrote the letters NODQ on the contract and then signed it and handed it to Jericho. It was so good. We together have got to watch the contract signings from last night tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I you know what? I do have a definite concern that they're going to keep the title on Jericho because of how good he is for getting American eyes on the product.
Yeah.
Because I want with all my heart to pick Naito to win this. I do. I want to be like, oh, it's obvious that they only gave the title to Jericho to put Naito over, but like, it's no DQ, and that's Jericho's playground. Like that's that's the perfect way for Jericho to win and not have Naito lose any credibility because of it.
Yeah, dude, it's funny for me to say it because I've always said, and I still say, you're a much bigger Naito fan than me, even though Naito's kind of become the guy for me where I feel like I understate his performances a lot because he does have really
maybe it's a case of me being such a Naito fan that like I've got myself in denial that he can ever win anything big ever again. It's kind of like the way I was with Ambrose at one point where I was such a big fan of his that I came up with the rule that you should never bet on Ambrose to win a big match.
Well, I mean, I'll say, man, like, I don't mean to abuse this word, and obviously I'm being hyperbolic, but, like, him losing Wrestle Kingdom 12 was kind of traumatic to the fan because it was, like, the table was set. It was, like, his fucking
But it's
time.
not just that he lost at Wrestle Kingdom 12. It was that he lost at Wrestle Kingdom 12, and then he didn't get any more title shots, and he didn't even win his block in the G1. And, like, it was just, like, he was just, like, the forgotten son. Like, he was just, like, you can't go around saying that this guy is one of your elite four in your company alongside Omega, Tanahashi, and Okada when he clearly gets treated like a tier below them.
Right. And that's why, like, I still, it's funny because I love New Japan. I've been able to, like, get over in a lot of ways, but whenever Naito comes up, it's like that wound comes back again. Because even me, just more generally as a wrestling fan rather than specifically a Naito fan, it was a great fucking story. And I just feel like I feel like if this was like a Bandersnatch kind of thing, I'd be going through the playthrough again just to make sure that Naito won the fucking title. But no, they gave us the shit ending. And I don't want that to happen again here. But at the same time, like, this would be Naito. I think it was, according to Mets, like his third Intercontinental title reign if he won. And I'd really want him to do something with the title this time, even if it was to really use it as a legitimate springboard for the world title to get to Wrestle Kingdom 14. Which, I mean, God, that's in January 2020. But again, like New Japan's long form, maybe it's not too early to think about Wrestle Kingdom 14. But like
that's my thing too, is that to me, like there are two paths that Naito could take. He could win. Right. He could win here, and he could take the Intercontinental Championship into G1, and he could win G1. And he could drop the IC title on the way to Wrestle Kingdom and then win the world title at Wrestle Kingdom 14. That is a possible outcome to me, but it's not a likely outcome.
No.
And then the other possible outcome is he is in this match. He gets his exposure. People tune in to see Jericho and they see Naito. And then next thing you know, he loses. So Jericho moves on to maybe Okada, which I was kind of mentioning earlier. If Jay White beats Okada, Okada probably moves into the Intercontinental title picture. So then, we get Okada Jericho, which hasn't happened yet, which is something that I know Jericho wanted to do. And then we get Naito just floundering. Like maybe we get like Naito Ospreay for the openweight title, which could be fun, but like, you know what I mean? Like it just feels empty to me.
Yeah, and everything you said about Jericho earlier about how no DQ fits him and how many like American eyes he brings to the product makes perfect sense. You know what though? God damn it, the wrestling fan in me is always going to win out over my rational brain. I'm going with fucking Naito. Tranquilo all the way. Give him his third fucking IC title. Get Jericho the fuck off my New Japan like content, and give Naito a better 2019 than you did 2018 because you did the boy fucking dirty, and he deserves fucking better than this. And I hope it starts at Wrestle Kingdom. So I'm going to go with Naito for the win. But this, make no mistake, this and the main event are going to be painstaking decisions for me, especially the main event, which we're going to get to in a matter of moments. But this was not easy for me. I'm just tired of Naito getting screwed. Not that the IC title is really anything special because he's held it before. It's familiar territory, but it's something, and I hope it would be something to lead him back to the heavyweight title. I'm just going to go with Naito, dude. Fuck it. Let's see what happens.
Oh, you know what? In dire times when the chips are down and I don't know what to do, I like to pick the outcome that I would like the least, so that if I'm wrong, I can be happy about the result, and if I'm right, I can be happy about being right. So I'm gonna pick Jericho to win.
Okay. All right. Let's see. But now, dude.
Main event, Kenny Omega, Hiroshi Tanahashi, IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Who you got?
This, I'm going to be honest, and this time I don't mean hyperbole like I did only a few moments earlier when I called Naito's loss last year traumatic. This is genuinely one of the hardest predictions I've had to make for like any promotion in quite some time, and certainly to start the year. We've already got a really tough choice for me to make, because on one side, you have the story of Tanahashi's renaissance, which I think is a genuinely good story. And you guys know I'm not the craziest Tanahashi fan, but I respect the fuck about, what he's done in the ring and what he did last year. On the other hand, though, and again, not to be that guy, but you have the guy that beat Okada. You have the guy that beat Okada and ended his monstrous Hall of Fame making reign.
Which Tanahashi tried to do twice.
Tanahashi tried to do twice and failed. And Okada isn't even in his fucking mid-30s yet.
Is he even 30 yet?
I think he is 30. I thought he'd be closer to 31 by now, but still, okay. It's fucking ridiculous that the dude already has a Hall of Fame career. And it's whatever. But back
he's like the Jerry Rice of New Japan, because like Jerry Rice, like there's this great thing about Jerry Rice where if you would split his career in half, he basically has 2 Hall of Fame careers. Like the first half with the 49ers and then the second half with multiple teams. Like each of those 2 halves of his career, if they were just independent careers, would be considered Hall of Fame worthy. That's basically Naito. And like, I feel like the first half of his career came to an end when he lost to Kenny this year or last year.
Yeah, and like, I want to ask our chat something real quick, and I want to field them something, because I'm seeing a lot of people saying Tanahashi. I want to know sincerely, how many of you are picking Tanahashi because you're indulging the idea of Kenny jumping ship from New Japan either to maybe AEW, which I doubt, or maybe he's finally going to embrace that WWE money? How much of you picking Tanahashi is contingent on Kenny's New Japan status, and how many of you are picking Tanahashi because you think that's just a natural conclusion to the story being told here? Because I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm just curious what your psychology is coming to this decision, because that's what makes this main event so compelling to me. When Tanahashi first won G1, I'm like, oh, well, it'll be a great wrestling match, no doubt. But what's the story going to be? Because we already knew the story for Okada and Naito last year, and it was a damn good one. And I have to thank you for filling me in on that story, because I'm like, wow, that's fucking genius. This, again, great wrestling match, but what are the teeth? And then Kenny gave us the teeth because I can't pin down what his status is contractually with anybody. And Tanahashi, again, is the fucking ace. And what he's done for New Japan, he's that guy that if he's like, yo, give me that IWGP Heavyweight title. Yes, boss. And like that, like he's got it. He wears the fucking ring. He just doesn't, flaunt it because he's the babyface. Javara says story. Fangmeyer says story. Aaron says Hiroshi Tanahashi is due. Met says story. So nobody's picking it because of Kenny, and that's fair enough. Fuck me, man. I'm really tempted to go Tanahashi, to be honest. Are you feeling any sort of way? Because I feel like I'm going to lean Tanahashi, so I want to give you the floor and kind of give you your chance to say your piece. What are you thinking about this main event and just everything, man? What's going through your mind?
I feel like Tanahashi is the easy pick. Like Tanahashi is the pick that you make if you just look at the stuff on the surface. Like if you're just looking at, you know, the basic surface level stuff, you pick Tanahashi. Like Tanahashi this year is Naito last year. It's the easy pick. It's the that makes the most sense.
Yeah. And it was heartbreaking
Naito lost.
last year. And Naito lost. And it was heartbreaking last year.
Which is why I'm picking Kenny to retain.
Yeah. And the thing is, like I said, I didn't want to lock down Tanahashi. Notice I didn't say like I'm locking him, but I am really tempted. But at the same time, putting aside his contract status and the non-kayfabe stuff, looking at it purely on the same playing field that everybody else did, because everybody else said the story, I look at the story differently. I look at the story as, again, this motherfucker beat Okada when Okada was at his hottest. When Okada was fucking god tier. Like, literally.
And he didn't just beat Okada. He fucking broke Okada.
Yeah. And not only that, like, it all started with a fucking 2 out of 3 falls match. So technically, he beat Okada twice in the same match to do this. Is one Tanahashi enough to beat that Kenny Omega? Narratively, I don't see how. Again, when within the same narrative structure that everybody's picking Tanahashi, and I get it, but like he failed to beat that Okada twice. So by transitive property, how are we supposed to buy Tanahashi beating Kenny Omega? Like, I think I'm gonna have to join you, Ashton. I think just not even focusing on contracts, not focusing on Tanahashi's kind of renaissance story. I think Kenny Omega is the new beast to beat, and I just don't think Tanahashi has the goods to do it. If I'm wrong, it's not even going to be like, oh, fuck that old guy, you know what? It's going to be, well, cool. Tanahashi's in for a very interesting 2019, going into Wrestle Kingdom as the champion, because I could see Tanahashi having a lengthy run. I just don't see that happening. You know, I just don't see that happening. After everything, I think I'm going to come down with you, and I'm going to say, yeah, Kenny Omega to retain. And here's the thing, though. I have no idea who the fuck's going to beat him. Like, honestly, my ideal Wrestle Kingdom 14 main event would be Omega versus Naito for the title. Yeah. And Naito wins. But you and I think, even though I just said maybe it's not too early to talk about Wrestle Kingdom 14, I do think it is. Because, like, we don't even know if Naito's going to beat Jericho tomorrow.
You know what, though, dude? I would be willing to bet that Kenny drops the title at Dominion.
Oh, do you think Dominion though to Naito, or do you think it would be to somebody else, maybe back to Okada?
I don't know. It would be either to Naito or Okada, most likely.
Oh, Javaris
or Jay White. Jay White's a possibility.
See, and Javaris even said, I'm also picking Tanahashi because Jay White is going to beat him at Dominion. I love that people like New Japan inspires people to really think forward about the rest of the calendar year like this, because that's another fascinating alternative, Javaris. I got to give you credit, but I don't know, man.
So wait, Javaris, you know what? I'm going to just scroll up because I'm curious if he picked Jay White to beat Okada or if he had Okada beating Jay White.
I think he had Jay White beating Okada, to be fair.
Yeah. So you think Jay White is going to beat Okada on this show and not get a title shot until June?
Yeah, because wouldn't he get like a New Beginning and Sapporo title shot? Like if he
most likely, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That or Sakura Genesis.
Oh, so many possibilities, New Japan. So many possibilities. No, man, I'm still stuck on Kenny because I just feel like he vanquished a giant, a damn near a god again with how dominant Okada was.
You know what, dude? Fuck it. I'm gonna say Kenny wins and Jay White beats his ass at New Beginning.
Really? Wow.
Clean, not clean, because that's the thing. How do you beat Kenny clean? Okada couldn't do it. How the hell are we supposed to expect anyone to do it? No one's gonna beat Kenny clean, so Jay White's gonna beat him with Bullet Club tactics.
Are we actually entertaining the idea Jay White is the next IWGP Heavyweight Champion? That's crazy.
Yes, I am. Well, because if Kenny's on the way out, they got to make another Gaijin star.
Yeah, and we don't know definitively if he's on the way out, but if there's this much talk, Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I'm telling you, yeah, that I'm locking my shit in. I think Taiji, Ishimori, Jay White, and the Guerrillas of Destiny are all winning their respective matches. I think Jay White is going to be the next #1 contender for the IWGP Heavyweight title. Kenny's going to retain, and Jay White's beating his ass at New Beginning. That is my official prediction.
You know what? I've jump shipped with you before. I'll fucking sign on to all of that, which means I'll change my heavyweight tag title prediction to GOD retaining. I'm going to sign on to your fantasy booking all the way to New Beginning. I'll affix my signature to that. New Japan's all about making big moves with their factions, and it could be a Bullet Club year now that they've gotten completely revamped with Jay White at the helm. Yep. I feel like, because that's the thing too, dude. If we think about further back in New Japan history, I feel like Bullet Club really hasn't been a prominent faction in a while. I feel like we're just getting out of the chaos.
Yeah, well, that's because they've been in a civil war for the last 2 years.
Yeah, and now that it's cleared up, and now that Chaos has got the fracture, it's the perfect time to reorient all your factions with Bullet Club on top. So really thinking everything about...
Now, here's the interesting thing, though, because no faction in New Japan can ever hold all the titles at the same time. I do expect the Bullet Club... specifically GOD with Ishimori as a trio to drop the 6-man tag titles on New Year Dash to, you know, in my case, Makabe, Yano, and Taguchi. In your case, Nagata, Cobb, and Finlay.
Right. And with us being right about, or what, if we are right, I should say, about Ospreay, can't put the cart before the horse there. Chaos would have the never openweight title. Right. So... yeah, no, dude, everything you're saying sounds so compelling. And again, for me personally, I can't get over who Kenny beat to get here. And it just shouldn't be.
And that's kind of what really set me off, was because, like, if Tanahashi isn't believable, how's anyone believable? Like, that's where it just comes down to, you just can't beat Kenny Omega clean, which is where Jay White comes in, because he doesn't beat people clean.
Yeah, exactly. So then the next logical step is...
yeah, exactly.
Believability belongs to babyfaces. Heels don't give a fuck about that. They will do whatever it takes to win. And nobody, I feel like, has exemplified that more in 2018 going into 2019 than Jay White. Plus,
really, Bullet Club as a whole, like the BCOG as a whole, they don't give a fuck about your believability. They're going to beat you whether you want them, you know, whether it's believable or not. They don't care.
And plus, dude, I just got to be that guy just to further expound upon your points. Because again, I'm fully signing on to your line of argument. It seems like a very convincing argument to me. They've given him ghetto, like they've given him, so you don't give a guy everything they've given Jay White just for him to come in second place. Like, fuck that. You give him all of this because you want him to be the heel gaijin that packs your American arenas, because they know Americans love a good villain to boo and to see lose. And I think Jay White is that villain for them. And not just with American audiences. We've heard the heat that he gets in front of Japanese crowds. He's a good fucking heel. And if New Japan wants to start, like, really getting those shit, I mean, dude, here's the thing. We talk about Jay White as world champion because, I mean, let's entertain that, because you said it could happen as early as New Beginning, so it's not too late to talk about, or too early, I should say. I've told you that with Jay White as champion, like, I could see him feuding with the likes of Naito, with the likes of Juice fucking Robinson. It could be a compelling fucking reign if they do this. Yeah, man, you've intoxicated me on this logic. I'm going all in. I'm going fucking Kenny Omega. I'll go on the New Beginning prediction. I'll change to GOD retaining. Let's make it a Bullet Club Wrestle game, and let's make it a Bullet Club 2019, because then the fall is going to be wonderful if they play their cards right. I think there are a lot of possibilities, but this one just seems the most compelling to me right now. Let's see what happens.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is the most matches either one of us has ever jumped ship for, and we're going to be wrong on every one of them.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing, though. I think New Japan's got such a roster right now that even if they don't choose the Jay White as world champion, drawing all that heat option, there are still many compelling options out there. Again, another one that I immediately think of because of long-form storytelling. Kenny retains here, goes on a dominant run. Naito reascends. We get Naito Omega again at a proper stage, a Wrestle Kingdom main event. That's another compelling story. Or if they want to do that at Dominion, fine. Or if they want to do Okada Omega again at Dominion, fine. There are so many ways they can go. I won't be that butthurt if they don't go the Jay White route, but I think if you really wanted a narrative we can all sink our teeth into, nothing like a quality heel. And I think a lot of people are coming around to the idea of Jay White being a quality heel, especially with everything they've given him. So let's roll the dice on this, brother. Let's see what fucking happens.
All right, man. I'm excited. Tomorrow at 4, I believe, is when we have our live reactions set to go. Let me actually just check the schedule and make certain of that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, though. Yep, tomorrow at 4, we're going to be live reacting to Wrestle Kingdom 13. And then Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be live reacting to New Year Dash. God, this is that time of year, man. This is like when it really kicks into style. It kicks into gear. I'm excited.
Fuck yeah. I want to thank everybody that joined us.
January's and April's and like August's are all the best months of the year in wrestling as a whole.
Fuck yeah, man. I can't wait for all of it. So grateful for everybody that came out. We had 15 people watching, 5 likes. If you haven't liked yet and you're finally out, please leave a like. I loved all the passion in the live chat today. You guys gave your ideas, your fantasy booking, not just for certain matches, but for New Japan's big shows throughout the year. I fucking love that. I love that New Japan brings that out of us, that we're really thinking like, what is their 2019 going into even fucking 2020 gonna look like? And yeah, that to me is fucking awesome. You guys are the best. Thank you. I'm going to have to step away here, Ashton, so I'm going to let you just take us home completely, so don't like throw the ball to me because I'll be AFK. But I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out, and we'll see you at Wrestle Kingdom tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be fucking great.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. We hope that you enjoyed our premium predictions. Once this video is uploaded and fully processed, make sure that you leave a comment letting us know what your predictions are. The 10 matches that we predicted are linked, or not linked, but they are in the description. So you can just head down there, click show more, and it'll, kind of reveal the entire Wrestle Kingdom 13 card. You can also, while you're in the description, you can look at all the little hints and tricks and stuff above the match card that say, oh, hey, remember to like the video. I already said to comment. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to click the bell icon so you can get notified and join that notification squad. Follow us both on Twitter, like the Facebook, buy the merch on Teespring, donate to the Patreon, and I don't have this down in the description, but I do ask you guys this every single commentary. Please remember to share this video and this channel with all your wrestling fan friends. Let them in on the best kept secret in the YouTube wrestling community. That's right. We are TwitWow, and we are the workhorses of the YWC. And I cannot wait for Wrestle Kingdom tomorrow. Then we got New Year Dash on Saturday. And then I'm not sure what we're going to be doing for the rest of the week or the rest of the month for that matter, but we'll figure it out in the Discord, and I'll put up a new schedule before Tuesday. I will have a new schedule up on my Twitter to let you guys know what shows John and I are going to be live reacting to for the month of January. But until then, we hope you enjoyed. And tomorrow, we certainly hope that you remember to stay tuned.